From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome to, and you guessed it, another fantastic episode of Casper College Coach Show. Joining us once again, Coach Angel Drummond. Welcome back, Coach. I mean, we're just having a jolly good time, talking about eggs, which is kind of random, because why not? But we're not actually going to talk about eggs. We're going to talk about volleyball, because that's what our fans want, and that's what we're just, bringing the head volleyball coach. That's what you're going to talk about.
Sure.
So, Coach, we got a lot of good news to talk about, some good things. I imagine you'll find something that we could probably say that, didn't maybe necessarily go as well that we could talk about, because there's always things that can be improved, right? But let's talk about the good things first. Okay. Last weekend, wrapped up the regular season. We got this weekend, Wednesday starts Region 9 tournament play. You're locked in the number one seed because you went 2-0 this last weekend against Eastern Wyoming and LCCC. How does it feel to get that number one seed?
It's great. Love it. And again, they deserve it because they work hard every single day. So, but again, it was tough. I feel like the North region is very strong. So we had some help, but at the same time, we took care of business. So.
And take care of business you did, and you won both games in 3 sets, which last time when you played LCCC, I think, and Eastern you did 3 sets last time as well. LCCC, though, you did go into 4. So, and then I looked at it. I don't think you necessarily had one of those where you had to grind it out and come from behind, but I could be wrong.
I feel like we always come from behind, to be honest, especially after the first set. I feel like we always come out slow on the second and third.
Especially the third, what I've seen.
And so we had to fight against LCCC because even set 2 and set 3, we were coming from behind, and they had set point both sets. So I wasn't real happy with our energy or it's our consistency. I thought we went really hard on the first set against LCCC, and then we just kind of laid down just a little bit, and then it's hard to get that momentum back. And so our hitting percentage was great on the first set, mediocre on the second, and then the third it was awful. So the longer the game went, the worse I felt like our consistency dropped.
So as a coach, how do you, negate this or battle this inconsistency, this lack of energy after the first set? Because this is something that we've seen multiple times that they end up winning, yes, but they make it harder than it needs to be.
Well, again, I think it's hard when you go through the first round. You went undefeated in the first round, and so then you play the same team again as the second time, and you just have that mentality of, oh, we swept them before, or we beat them, at their place, and now they're coming to our place. And so we can I feel like it's just the mental aspect of, oh, we already beat them. And then it was, if we lose, we still have the number one seed. So I feel like that was a little bit of it, but at the same time, we really did have a goal of being undefeated after we were so close. That wasn't our goal at the beginning of the year, because again, I knew how hard everybody was going to be. But when we got to that point of, hey, we could go undefeated, and so that was one of our goals. And so I don't know if that was a little bit of pressure we put on ourselves, but at the same time, we just focus on one set at a time. But it's hard to think that when you're 18, 19-year-olds.
That's true. I mean, there's a little bit of that pride thing too, that you want to say, hey, right now is a good time to be prideful. Like, you need to show this is why we're good. This is why we're the number one seed. We want to finish out strong, because then when you lose right before the Region 9 tournament, it just kind of puts a sour note. And yes, it might be a learning opportunity, but also it's like,
It might be a sour note, but it also might be an eye opener, because again, what makes me nervous is going into this tournament is that we have that mentality of, we haven't lost since middle of September.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's true. Yeah, before conference play. So.
So that that's a long time. And so I just don't want them to think that we aren't beatable. And so we've really been focusing on that yesterday and this morning. So, because again, this tournament, everyone's 0-0. Doesn't matter what seed you're in. Everybody's good that you're going to be playing. So that's why we're at the tournament.
Yeah, I feel like just thinking for you as a coach, is this just something that you're constantly repeating, say, hey, we're beatable, yes, we've won, but we got to stay, I guess, hungry even to be better, to win. Like, how do you go into this? Just, we got to win.
Well, again, we aren't putting any more pressure on our team because, again, we have been pressurized because, again, going undefeated, being ranked 14th, that's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of pressure.
And so we're just, again, we as coaches are just focusing on one game at a time. And we aren't saying, hey, if we lose, you're dropping ranking. If we lose, we're not doing that. It's what are we doing to make ourselves better? And so that's what we've been working about and talking about Trinidad, because Trinidad had a week of preparing for us because they were done early. We had 2 days. So, but that's okay. I mean, that's the way we like it. We're not going to focus on too much of what they do. We're going to, again, control what we can do. So yeah. Try not to put too much pressure. It's just another match.
It is just another match, and I'm glad you brought it into it because it segues into what we want to talk about. Trinidad. First round, quarterfinal of the Region 9 tournament. They're the number 4 seed. You're the number 1 seed from the north. They seem to have they've won some, lost some. They're still going to be tough. What can we kind of expect coming from them?
It's not going to be easy because, again, they played NJC very well, and NJC's good. We played well against them. They play against Scotts Bluff. They played them well. I think they split with the number 3 seeds. So their 3, 4, 5 seeds were just right there. Even second seed were right there. So again, it doesn't matter what their seeding is.
Right.
They're big. They block very well, and they serve aggressive. So again, we're going to have to. Even though they're 4th seed, we're going to have to play pretty well.
No, I absolutely. Region 9, I know we don't necessarily get love from the national side, but It's still very much a tough region to play in, and going in against Trinidad isn't going to be any different. And it's different, too, this year because you have basically an entirely different team. You have the 2 returners. No one knows what it's like to play at the Region 9 tournament.
No, because, we didn't make it last year. And then when we were there in 2023, when we won it, nobody was there. And the bad part is we went in number 1 seed there and we lost to Trinidad first round. So, but again, I'm the only one that knows that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep it that way. So, a little payback, I think, in my eyes. But again, this team, we don't focus on what we did in 23. We didn't focus on what we did in 24. So this is a new group. They're totally different of mentality of what they want to do, and that's what we're going to focus on. So I'm excited for them. And again, I think they just work hard, and they're just a great group.
Well, Coach, as much as I want to speculate, I'm not going to. So we're going to focus on this one game.
Yeah.
What are your keys to success for Trinidad to get you to move on?
Well, I think number 1 is our defense and then our first ball contact. So passing is going to be huge because, again, I think if we can stay in system, I think our offense is fast enough that they will struggle a little bit. But if we don't pass well, then I think we're going to have a lot harder time because then we're going to be out of system. And with their blocking, I think it's just we're going to struggle a little bit. So.
Yeah, you mentioned the height, so that was my first thoughts. Like, if you're not getting those good looks, they're going to be able to set up and make it tough for your hitters.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we just have to be smart. So if we're out of system, we just can't slam the ball. We're going to have to place it and make them play some defense. But again, I think it's going to be a good match. But at the same time, I think if we control what we need to do, then hopefully that outcome is going to be on our favor.
I'll tell you what, Coach, we're all rooting for you. And what's nice is, yes, it's in Scotts Bluff. You're at Western Nebraska playing at the Cougar Palace. which always sucks because I looked at it. I think you had 7 home games this year, which that was only I think you have, 29, 30 matches that you've played this year?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So if you take and you compare that to soccer, where they had probably about 13, 14, so half that, and they had 5 home games this year. At least the men did. I think the women might have had 6 or 7. So it's kind of a bummer. Like you have twice as many matches, but about the same many home games, so we can't be there.
A lot of our matches, though, if you look at it, I mean, the first 5 weeks we're playing, 4 games a weekend. So a lot of the matches are tournaments. Those first
True.
5 weeks are tournaments, and so that's a lot of our matches. I'll be honest, it's expensive to run a tournament. So I think it's cheaper to go on the road than it is to, paying for all the officials. The officials just cost unbelievable. So I'll be honest, it's just cheaper to be on the road. And say it's easier for me too, because then I don't have to find the workers, I don't have to find the line judges, I don't have to find ball shaggers. It's a lot of things to put on a tournament. So
that is,
and a lot of people to get it done. So.
Yeah, the logistical side of a tournament is crazy. Don't want to put any pressure on. I'm just saying it kind of is a bummer that we don't get to watch you at home as much, but we understand. We would rather have you go and playing, and I mean at these tournaments too, you're playing some really tough competition. So that's what we like to see, is you kind of honing your skills, getting your players to say, hey, this is the kind of competition you're going to face at the national level. You better get used to it now and start playing that way.
I mean, if you look at our record right now, our 7 losses are to the nationally ranked teams that we have lost to. So, which I think is great, and I think that's what's helped us to fight back, is that we've played that competition, and the ladies know that, and I think I still think they're hungry. I thought we practiced very well this morning, even though it was early. I thought we practiced well this morning. So I think their sights are strong. So,
well, like I said, Coach, we're super excited. If you can, folks, they play Wednesday, 4:30. Trinidad is our first game. We're excited. We'll be there watching online, Coach.
We'll post it on our social media of the link, and again, they're going to work hard, and so hopefully people are willing to watch us online to support them. So,
absolutely. Well, thanks, Coach, for coming in, but good luck.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be there for 4 days.
All
or
right.
3 days, however many days.
That's right. Well, folks, until then, we'll see you next time.